How we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin, and welcome to day number 8 of our Judas Priest series, where we are doing the countdown to Invincible Shield. You know the score by now. We're 8 days in, but just in case this happens to be the first one you've clicked on, today we're doing Screaming for Vengeance. But yeah, this is day number 8 of a series, and I don't know when you're watching this. You could be watching this years from now. But the idea is, on the 8th of March, Judas Priest are releasing their new album, Invincible Shield, and I had the bright idea to go through the band's entire back catalogue, reviewing an album a day as a countdown to when the album comes out. And yeah, that's what I've started. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm going to finish. So here we are. Day number 8, Screaming for Vengeance. I've got the 30th anniversary edition, which is probably about 10 years old now. When did this come out? Yeah, 2012. Here you go. It's 12 years old. As you saw yesterday, I really didn't like Point of Entry, and I don't think time's been particularly kind to it either. And from what I'm reading, this has been my guidebook so far, of good old Metal Archives and Wikipedia as well, but I'm going through this really good book, actually, by Martin Popoff. I think he did one. I wonder if he did an Iron Maiden one. I'm sure I've got an Iron Maiden book. I've got loads of Iron Maiden books, so there you go. But yeah, it looks like that album was regarded as a misfire all round, and yeah, it's got 3 good songs on it, and the rest of it just straight out the other. And yeah, it's a shame because, as we established, they're built up and built up and built up into this pinnacle with British Steel, and Screaming for Vengeance more than makes up for the misstep. Like I say, British Steel came out in April 1980, Point of Entry February 1981, not even a year later, and 1982. Screaming for Vengeance came out in July. So even if we completely skipped Point of Entry, it would be 2 years, which is, even now, by today's standards, is a blink of an eye between albums. But yeah, the band are knocking out an album a year at this point, and like I say, Point of Entry was just, it sounded like the band was on holiday, and by the sounds of it, they were when they recorded it. So this one's a lot more focused, a lot more attention to detail, and a bit more thought in what they're doing. This is a slightly amended layout on the artwork here. I'm see if I've got any of the original. No, this is all just packed with liner notes and pictures of the band. In fact, let's have a look in this book. It might give you a so we can do a comparison. So that's a special edition. But bear with me, folks. You watch, I'll go straight past it now. Mind you, that was the poster, the tour poster for the time. Here we go. Oh no, it's more or less the same. Yeah, okay. I thought it was different for some reason. Maybe I'm thinking of Defenders of the Faith. I meant the same. Yeah, I'm sure the eagle was more metal. Well, it's kind of red and blue on this. It was more of a silvery metal colour. Doesn't matter. Anyway, this is the true follow-up to British Steel. When this opens, it feels like it's built on where British Steel left off. And just like with the last album, I didn't dislike that album because the songs were more commercial sounding. Like they were melodic and catchy and all the rest of it. No, because Judas Priest always did that. And they're still doing it on this album. But this album's got more atmosphere, more character, and the songs have got more attitude and a bit more individual. It's quite a varied album. But yeah, they're just on point so much more on this album. And like I say, this is the true British Steel follow-up and true sequel to it. So it opens up with a 40-second intro, the Helion, which is what that is on the cover. This is part of an ongoing theme as well. You'll notice this. Judas Priest are a bit like the Friday the 13th franchise. Jason doesn't come along till the sequel, and he doesn't start wearing a hockey mask until the 3rd. Judas Priest they're not really that heavy metal to begin with, and then when they do become metal, they don't even start wearing the leather till like the 5th album, and they don't start using this sort of concept in their artwork until the 8th album. So you start getting metallic creatures on the front covers here and there going forward. I don't stick to it every time, but yeah, you got the Helion. Then next you got the Metallion, which is the metal tiger tank thing. Then you've got the Painkiller. You've still kind of got it on Turbo. We'll cross that bridge when we come to. But then you've got the Painkiller. Then you've got the sort of Angel of Retribution, which is kind of the Painkiller. Oh, you obviously got the Jugulator as well. And then on the Angel of... I can't remember the album's called. I want to say Angel of Redemption, but something's telling me that's wrong. But you've still got the sort of metal wings on that as well. Then Firepower. So yeah, we can see with the artwork of Firepower, you can see that it starts on this cover here. Anyway, as I was saying, 40-second intro with a Helion, just sort of sets the tone really, and then goes into Electric Eye, classic song, that opening riff, that bam 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 dan dan dan, you know, classic open concert opener. They were, you know, they're still open with it today. I wouldn't be surprised if they still opened it on this current tour. They were opening with it when Rob came back. Did they? I think they opened with it when Tim was in the band as well. A prophetic song talking about surveillance. Great lyrics. So it's got like a sci-fi dystopian theme with the lyrics. And yeah, it's a classic song. What do you say about Electric Eye today? You know, it's a mainstay. It's a staple in the metal canon across the board. So great way to open the album, and yeah, just completely blows the socks off the last album in one song, as far as I'm concerned. And if you do like stuff from Point of Entry, you're getting that now with the next song, Riding with the Wind. Another explosive opener. Great riffs, nice mid-paced rhythm once it gets going and finds its feet. And then that big chorus, riding with the wind, bam, 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 bam. You know, it's what you expect from Priest at this point. It's just a great heavy metal song and a great cruising song. I need to sort my hair out, ladies and gentlemen. What can I do? Yeah, I'm a bit late now. I've already started. But then we're opening. The next up was Bloodstone, and it is catchier than COVID, as his saying goes. But it's just that Bloodstone. It's got a great rhythm to it. Dave Holland's great on this one. He's got this solid beat that he just loops round. Great riffs, and yeah, it's just got that main hook of Rob just repeating Bloodstone, and that sticks in your head at 3 o'clock in the morning. And gets a bit repetitive towards the end, in all fairness, but it does work. It is really good. And yeah, just a perfect. I don't know. I'm surprised that hasn't become a bigger single, to be honest. But I think Rob would probably struggle hitting some of those high notes now, even with Rob's voice. But yeah, great song. Then Take These Chains is a great. It's a got a melancholy feel to it, but it's still upbeat, and it's a classic slice of 80s cheese. But I love it. And when it comes da 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 da, take these chains off, take them off of my heart. And again, this is the thing. I didn't have. There's nothing on Point of Entry that isn't here. So it's not like, they've gone all this. There is that contrast as well, where it's like in Point of Entry, some people go, they went American, or they tried going. But this is still sort of almost the follow-up of British Steel. It's quite a parallel to it as well, because British Steel still felt very dark. This has a more bright, sunny feel to it, and it's obvious on songs like Bloodstone and Take These Chains. Pain and Pleasure has got a bit of a bluesy feel to it. It's got a groove when it kicks in. Pain, you give me pain, but you give me pleasure. You know, and yeah, another really good track. Good fun mid-paced song. And again, everything's perfectly paced out on this album. And then smack bang in the middle, you get the title track, Scream for Vengeance. And this, what was it that said that a Descendant Aggressor, is it, on the end of Stained Glass? They said, someone was saying that it was prototype thrash. Well, I would have said what was this, 1982? When was the first Metallica album out? That was roughly around that time, wasn't it? But it seems like that faster paced metal is taking on now, and Screaming for Vengeance could easily be carried off as a thrash song. It's their fast. It's the fastest on this album, and probably their fastest so far. The riffing on it is razor sharp, and you got that great chorus, screaming for vengeance, and it's just fast all the way through. Yeah, it's a ripper all the way through. And yeah, you got Rob. His voice is piercing all throughout the song. Then what we got next? Screaming for Vengeance. Oh, then you got Another Thing Coming. Another classic song, another hit. If they don't close with this song, it's still going to be in the set. It's a mainstay, and got a great rhythm to it. Great lyrics, great chorus, and then of course, you got another thing coming. And they always drag it out for 10 minutes, making the crowd sing it back to them, and all the rest of it. Fever slows things down a bit. This one starts off sort of slow and atmospheric, quite in a nice melodic, clean guitar, but then kicks into a stomping rhythm, kind of like a ballad, but not quite. But it's got that sort of ballad feel to it, and with a nice clean opening, and then it sort of builds up into the thing to a pretty big chorus. And yeah, another good track. Closing with The Devil's Child, another sort of mid-paced groover to it. It's got kind of reminiscent of Grinder on British Steel. And it's only just reading the lyrics today, of all the years I've heard it, I was always thought that the chorus was "I'm in league with the devil. I'm in league with the devil." No, it's "I believe you're the devil." I only found that out today. So there you go. But yes, another great song. I think it's up there. I think it's quite a famous one actually, with Behind Electric Eye, and You've Got Another Thing Coming. This is probably the most well-known song. But yeah, no, it's a great closer to a great album. And yeah, we're back on track. They've more than redeemed themselves on this album. This one easily sits next to British Steel. I think it's another one. There's not a dud on it. I could probably live without Fever, but no. I mean, if I was going to skip one, I would skip that one, but I don't think I would. I'm alright with it. And yeah, so apart from Helion, which is just a 40-second intro, you got 9. Yeah, it's a perfectly paced album. Another classic under the band's belt, really. So, yeah, we're back on track, folks, and there's more to come. Like I say, we're in the band's golden age as far as I'm concerned now. So, let's carry on tomorrow. Thanks for watching. What do you think of Scream of Vengeance? Where does it sit in the catalogue with you? Oh yeah, underrated. So yeah, obviously Electric Eye. You've Got Another Thing Coming at a. The whole album's good. I'd say Screaming for Vengeance I do really like. That's the most metal hidden gem. I really like Bloodstone though. I've got a soft spot for Take These Chains, even though Take These Chains could be on like the Miami Vice soundtrack. It's like a pop song. But Bloodstone, Take These Chains. But yeah, for underrated metal track that some young thrash band watching this, if you're forming now and you want a decent cover to put on your album, beef up, do a modern take on Screaming for Vengeance. Yeah, that's your hidden gems there. But yeah, this is in my top 5. So yeah, awesome album. So here we go, folks. We're still counting down. That new album is getting closer every day, but we've got plenty to get through between now and then. So I'll see you tomorrow for Defenders of the Faith. Take care.